Why hello there. Greetings and welcome back to a small Let's Play of a game called Captain Saiban, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I'm Emily, the Spellbound Princess.
Good opening here.
Very much so. Let's go, Miss
Angel's deduction.
Psychic Detective.
She's psychic?
That's what she claims, given her detective
come
sense.
on, there's no such thing as magic or psychic. This is the real world. There's no such thing as that voodoo mumbo jumbo.
Certainly.
Okay, seriously though. You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. Mike, hold on, let me lower the volume because that is way too loud.
That's what I'm about to tell you, Rookie.
I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she was about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again.
Which means we will. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked.
Some things half-baked here, alright, and it's you.
Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Actions speak for themselves.
You have no proof that Miss Kai called him there.
You have no proof that she didn't. That's not how it works.
That's not how burden of proof works.
Mr. Ashworth, thoughts?
There is no record of a call made on the I read that properly. I thought I misread it. Well, made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter.
Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least.
In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. In my car.
Oh, sure you had a reason to be there, in your car.
Everyone wants some of this. Why not? Why not just die in my car, of all things?
Because it's very comfortable, I think. Witness?
You're
Why
lying.
do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
Is that bullshit? That was...
See, we agree. There is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
I get it. That's why this lunch was so salty.
That's not what he meant, Judge! This judge is
Sure.
good with metaphors.
The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
Thanks,
It's
Edgy.
simple. It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again.
A human machine? That's a contradiction!
Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, does the edgewise sigh smell like citrus fruit? Citrus.
How can you smell that? From all the way over here.
I guess he ate a lot of citrus.
You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
Let me count again and again and again and again and again and again. At least 100 agains. We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me? And of course it matters because that's...
Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that.
Leave it at that! This is a murder case, people!
Listen, right, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know?
This star has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her.
Sadly, no one here is telepathic.
Did you just read my mind?
What?
You are not Maya!
That's Maya.
Forget it. Well, challenge her abilities to detective really set her off.
The show what birds out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
Isn't that common sense?
Indeed. But it is science.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and a really short wick will burn longer.
Ah, obviously more scientific testing is required.
Son of a gun.
What?
Okay. Well, that was really weird. Just saying.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh wait, it just repeated.
No?
We're back at the first statement, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Never mind.
Okay, okay. So, how many statements was that? 4 statements?
That's what you call the original.
Well, let's...
Okay.
Okay, well, find
This
the
is it.
contradiction.
Let's go to Murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Let's have a look at the cell phone, shall we? If I can do it properly. Property Alana Sky. Last call me to sister Emma.
Let's not
That's-
present that. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to a different statement.
I'm
Because we
sure
do
the
not
chief
want to
prosecutor
implicate
has a
Emma.
grudge against the victim. Had a
next.
grudge, which we can't contest. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge its knife in again and again.
Okay, considering we've made so much focus on that...
No,
let's go-
Prince.
Okay, let's look at the autopsy, maybe?
Sure. That's probably what makes the most sense. One knife wound.
Thank you.
Makes... Here we go. That's a very, very strange
Obvious.
thing you said that here.
You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that!
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
What do you mean?
Also, that looks disgusting. I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Oh, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is
Wait,
this?
what?
The prosecution pointing out our contradiction.
What a hunk! That's my hero, really.
No one really noticed my objection? Come on.
Oh, what's this?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
Right. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that we thought was blood. Nasty boy.
Looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Okay.
Her red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
My first thought was that she must be very fashionable, but I guess she's right.
That's weird.
This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she?
You would ordinarily not mistake that from bloodied, but okay.
But wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
Hmm.
Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib.
How?
A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. One knife wound.
That's some odd pausing.
Indeed.
Apparently Miss Star isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Okay, and we repeated the ending thing. Okay, I guess we go to the new new one. Nope.
That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Alright, let us see. The whole scene. Cramp.
Wait, can we see the photo?
Yeah. That is when she opened this. Wait, she's not
take a look
wearing
at her
it.
neck.
She's not wearing it.
She's not wearing it.
Yeah. I was just about.
Miss Star, I demand an explanation!
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself. With this photograph.
Huh? But that can't be.
Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear.
Oh, Schwartz. We're good. Can I have more lunch?
At the end, Mr. Edward prevails.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
Yeah, we need a fancy Tony. But
I feel like
it
I
would
need to
say-
ram my head against that wall.
a scarf, but no, not that, but something red. Really? Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, now back to business. What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
How did you hear me? Seriously, how did you hear me?
I guess I just read your face. Your face is like my science papers. Like, know that, like the back of my hand.
We are going to have a long talk after this. Anyway, I'm talking about the part where your sister stabs the victim. The next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
I like how the game doesn't even address that. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind partition of to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
Like, you're not...
Yeah,
Like-
she's not a detective, so it's like she can't arrest her, but okay.
Citizens arrest! I'm kidding.
When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Shh. The suspect talked about her muffler. That is why I thought she was wearing it.
Also, what if they're talking about a different muffler? Like the car variety.
You did. The chief prosecutor made the escape, but again, Angel Star resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this, Carp, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks! I don't want to get bitten by a puppy.
Note to self, Attorney Wright gets bitten by snake.
That's not... Oh.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked off an oil drum.
Oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow. Wow.
Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will, with this cat lady.
Okay, we press everything.
Of course.
Let's see. So, where is this partition on the floor plans?
I'm sure she means there's a wall next to the car.
Wait, isn't there? Whatever. That's right. There was a wall over there, about 6 feet high. Not sure why.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then?
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details?
What do you think?
Just let's press everything.
Yeah,
I'd like
that
to see this
seems
on the floor
pertinent.
plans, just
That
to be
seems
safe.
pertinent.
The lunchline car was...
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here?
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes?
Is that correct, Miss Star?
Yes, that's right.
There was a giant like fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The car broke away lunch that they did.
Or the master of BS and pulling things out from a very dark place.
It would have taken a little time to climb over the fence. So she
Especially
could have
if
gone
yes.
to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. How come Miss Guy didn't get away?
Interesting.
Necessary, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky. So much for great memory.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes. The chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? You mean this cell phone? Wait. Let's think.
You think this might be a trap and we might implicate Emma if we talk about it?
Let's think about it. Let's see here. Oh, we have a 50-50 shot. Which do you want to do?
Let's first save state.
Let's ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon, heading upstream, you see.
But No, the core doesn't say this stuff.
You really like your
Let's have
metaphors.
some cooked salmon. I feel hungry.
You
again.
really like your metaphors. You like them more than Jehovah's Witnesses, my goodness. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
The wall?
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
So she used her cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing witness.
Nice verbiage.
Good witnessing? What happened to good testifying?
You should of course add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
This rookie defense attorney is going to like get your butt kicked.
I guess if I wanted to search for a cell phone, which we know would.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
I was going to ask the same thing.
We're so in sync. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed up. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
no, that's the
upstairs.
judge.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
During that time, he climbed over the chain link fence, right?
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
Huh? What is it, Mr. Wright?
Wait. That's right. How can she see that behind the wall?
Indeed. Not what I meant to do. Okay, let's just go.
Okay, let's see. One, just press everything first. Like, that's
Sure.
the last one.
Sure.
She made to escape? Can you be more specific?
She pressed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pile of pâté of foie gras. It's been a while since this is
Curse
the
you,
string.
French!
On a pâté of foie gras, I think it's called.
Eh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum?
Do we know there was one there?
There was an oil drum
Okay.
lying on its side at the scene of the crime.
So that's consistent. But it's strange.
Oh, why is that?
If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way?
The other... The car entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she ran from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though.
I think Ruudo's is happy this isn't puzzling.
So, Miss Kai tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister's so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
You're fine. Besides, you're not as sorry as I am.
But you didn't do it. You had to blame me.
Decided to run behind the petition up to the far side.
Okay, yeah. This did it just loop back?
Yeah, it did. There's a cell phone.
Okay. Let's read this. Let's try to escape.
Okay. Okay.
Blah blah blah.
That was.
Hold on. Let's see. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition on her side.
Know
let
that.
me read this.
Burglar plans. And we know that she went in straight away.
Let's see.
And I commented on her being able to not being in your sound There's something in the way. A wall. Right?
Well, hold on. Was this the part where she mentions that she saw her get to the payphone or the emergency phone, or is it the next one? I quickly caught her, explained her rights, blah blah.
Yeah.
I was trying to run behind the. When I mentioned her, she mentioned the word muffler. Let's see.
I think it would have to be the floor plans. There's a telephone, and there's a wall there. And she was standing on the other side of the fence, so that wouldn't be possible.
Trying to use the phone. You know what? Go ahead. Let's see what happens if we throw the floor plans. Hey, that works. Feed lines. I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Really?
I beg to differ, Edgy.
Well, would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor. You, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction in your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I make you cough it all up. That sounds morbid.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If, indeed, you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it!
That was terrible. Oh.
Oops! Ruudo! What's the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong.
The witness lied about...
Let's see... What
She
did the
clearly
witness-
lied about what she saw. I don't think the order of events matters.
I think it's where she saw it.
Well, yeah.
Because you have to remember, like, there seems to be a lot of, what's the word? Convenient things that she said, like, oh, I climbed up the fence. That's 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I was somehow able to get all the way over there very quickly.
Which means, yeah, the place would change things. So
Yes.
we're going for that then?
Yep, let's go with that.
And seems to be right.
She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is the significance about this? What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it.
Pointless to lie, I see.
The witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All testimony we've heard until now points in one direction.
The place where Miss Star witnessed the crime was where?
It has to be a place that can see the... Security room? Didn't she say that she has a boyfriend over there too?
Yeah, she did.
Well, that's easy. This is the only place where she could have been.
Security guard room?
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on a second level, so you can see the entire lot.
Oh, she could have been able to see the emergency phone from there. There are many other places she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. The day a man has got the better of Angel Star.
You sound sexist, just say.
Order! Witness!
The fact that she had multiple boyfriends doesn't tip you off.
Yep.
Oh.
What have you done? You used to be a detective! You should know better!
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Mr. Riley, doesn't this strike you as odd?
What does? The fact that she doesn't care about perjury?
Why did Mr. lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station.
So she obviously has something to hide.
It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Wait, question though. I have another question. How would she have been able to take a photo like that through the chain link fence anyway? I mean, like, in the photo we still see the chain link, so what? It still stands? I disagree. Edgy?
Let me just check that again.
Check your inventory.
That looks... Either it's blurred up and it is through the chair to the fence, or that is... Oh, that's a shadow. Hell. What?
Curse you, black and white photos! If a witness is to be found lying, they are guilty of perjury. She knows this.
Let me do that.
Oops, wrong button. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
Yeah. Let's move my glass of water.
So that was what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Me?
Who else?
It's Grandma.
I'm not good at this.
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Star witnessed a crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said that she saw it from B block. It must be make a vital difference, but what? What would it change?
Distance to crime?
Sounds the most logical one, yeah. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Naturally. She had to go leave the security guard station and then come back. My condolences, Mr. Wright. It must really be hard losing those brain cells. They were like children to you. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
How about the ability to get down there? What she saw is not in question here, Edgy. What matters is the time it would take for her to reach the scene of the crime.
Oh.
Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
What is this?
You.
Yes?
You ordered the quit. You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
What is it, hey? For the boyfriend? How cute.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed a crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
That makes it even worse.
That's why I had to go through the victims parking a B block.
Oh, it's quite a detour.
That explains the photo,
It
but
probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This charges
Well,
things
that's-
considerably.
That does. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear to my finest plastic spoke.
Why not, why not a message spark? I'm a bit confused.
She takes this way too seriously.
I didn't know it, you have a point.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely!
oh.
Where'd you get all of these lunches?
From Hammerspace.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
I don't have
Don't let
enough
it-
lunches to beat that!
Don't let her bribe the judge like this.
I don't have a lunch to bribe the judge back!
So here is an objection. No food in
5 minutes.
court.
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could have made pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente.
I've got lunch boxes. That's the that tie pasta into nuts cookie.
I do not want that. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do in 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I feel a scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea! I
That's not what I meant. But you do have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken.
It's very strange.
No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable!
Yeah.
I think I heard a bird dying.
That's special.
Since we've come to the end of this testimony, she has a grudge against the defendant, and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did. But screw that cat shut, Mr. Wright.
That is too close. I need to go get food.
She's making me hungry too.
Has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Yay! Oh. She's not done yet.
Apparently not.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are this squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to voice off on me!
I suspect she might have laced that one. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Because at this point we're bored, and the court is adjourned!
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A double-decker!
Just like a
Regards of registration. Testimony. Let's hear about this. This is evidence stuff.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. You won't.
Oh, what's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time?
2 lunchboxes with 500 lunchboxes. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other was the defendant Miss Lana Sky's blood. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Well, that
okay.
means there was a fight.
I guess?
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
I don't think that's a good...
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. Like it should be. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention I have 3 boyfriends in forensics?
I am very concerned.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Actually, that's weird, because you know in Japanese law there's no such thing as a discovery rule. In other words, the shoe is legal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right? Is it right?
It seems so. And she sure is celebrating.
And is also really angry by Fitzgerald. Not so fast, Mr. Edworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edworth.
It
Sorry,
seems so. Edwards
accidentally,
is looking pretty solid.
I accidentally pressed that.
Skip that, I know.
You gotta like study some evidence law, really. You're an attorney here.
Yeah, but I have deep pockets and that works fine with me.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, it seems you have another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
I hope you don't mean yourself, but okay. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin the cross-examination on the witness.
Okay. Let's see it then.
Oh. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The
Wanted.
results.
Wanted. How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. Also, this is perjury. When will she be charged?
Probably
This
soon.
testimony is the most despicable crime of all, mister.
Which every single character is guilty of.
Let's just get this over with. We can charge you with perjury later.
Yeah, this is kind of key right now. She is the only witness we have.
She's also really annoying.
Yes, that's fine.
And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. That's quite a description, that. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket, Ivy? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. Gentlemen?
I have a problem now. Won't that mean that all the lunches that we've been eating were contaminated?
No, not necessarily, if it's separated from the rest.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. But I still think I'm not safe.
In any case, you have real valuable evidence from the scene of the crime.
That's tampering.
Now, tell us what you did next.
And as a blood were found in the shoe was, of course, the victim's.
Blah blah blah. So you brought it to the forensics department?
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be detective.
This shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Makes sense. After all, a man was stabbed here.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. Which is kind of important because we know that she was hurt.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the victim with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, Rookie? Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was performed in cold blood. Thanks. Thanks, Phoenix. Thanks.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, if you combine all the various blood tests, there are billions of types. It's practically impossible to narrow a blood sample down to one person. So I hear.
Millions of types?
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten a DNA test result. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. On what basis, though?
Now that I think about it, if she had submitted it immediately, wouldn't the DNA test results have come out like, now?
Probably.
I
But
think
she
you
doesn't
know-
she doesn't trust anyone in this system, clearly. Oh,
I think there's like some kind of what's I'm looking for, some sort of paradox here. going
indeed.
on. Like you don't trust anyone in the system, but you have boyfriends in the system who are working for the system.
Indeed, it
Also
is.
sexist.
Very much.
The suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish cuts, right?
Okay,
Right.
this is completely inedible.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, She's in enough hot water to make a whole bat of soup.
That's right. Do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe? And with that soup? Like, where has that been?
That's actually a very good question. Primarily because where the heck does she have all this pre-prepared or something?
I imagine there's a problem with the shoe.
Wait, what?
We're being asked if there's a problem with the shoe. And
Yes, there is. Just say yes. I think that'll probably give us more information, maybe.
Okay.
If I'm not imagining things,
Let me just have a look at the way it looks. We haven't even done a lot of this right here.
because we don't really need it for so often. Like they introduced it primarily for the other.
This is very
Oh.
interesting.
You press the examine button.
Ah, there's blood in here too.
On the sole of the shoe, it's got to be the victim's, right? He must have stepped in a bottle of his own blood.
How would you do that?
All this blood. Ugh, it's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue.
Yeah, how would you step in a puddle of your own blood like that? That's weird.
That's a good point.
You would have to be bleeding a lot and very suddenly.
I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, Rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish cut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
And of course, it is the
It's
team.
the bottom.
Yes.
Go ahead and eat this.
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, Rookie. Or it'll be your blood in the bottom of my shoe.
Should I charge her for threats now?
Don't believe that's a crime.
Let's see here.
Oh, indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Well, now I think about it, it probably isn't a crime in Japan.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood in the bottom of his shoe? Let's
Let's
have a
see
look
here.
at the autopsy report. I wouldn't have.
Well,
Did you loss of
that's not gonna
blood?
help. Can we scroll other ways to another thing?
Let me just have a look
Oh.
at the knife. The found trace of victim's blood, no prints. That isn't.
Okay,
Blood on the bottom of the shoe. Do we have something about
Photo.
the blood
Crime
test?
photo. Let's take a look at. Let's see. I believe she said that this was her stuffing the body in the trunk.
Yeah.
Wait. So how would the victim have a chance to step in a puddle of his own blood?
Might be that then. No, it was not. Oh, never mind, it was.
The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime?
Ooh!
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Objection. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
If there were bloody footprints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
And who would have cleaned it up?
Indeed.
Order! Witness!
What? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But now we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh,
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank.
why is this my responsibility? Hey, I don't know why there isn't a footprint. I'm just good with finding contradictions.
What?
Oh, you silly man. I
Can you
see.
shut up, Edgy?
Now I get it.
Get what? Please tell me.
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. She prosecuted authorities, but our efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow. Wow.
That doesn't explain if that drum was actually full or anything.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool head thief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that's... I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Can we please have her arrested because she's kind of getting really annoying.
Oh, okay, with this was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
My second question is why?
Indeed.
Water? What does that mean?
My water, I guess? Still don't get it, Miss Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. No one bothered to do a luminol test?
I have a better question. Why did she do it at that particular moment? If that were true, if she were going to hide the evidence, shouldn't she have done that? In the 5 minutes.
Yes, agreed. But we're here to pull holes in that test, in that theory.
That ties things up quite nicely.
No, it doesn't.
The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
And also, it makes one question: where the heck did the blood go then?
Yes.
Why?
Well, unless there's like some sort of drain in the area for one reason or another.
Indeed. Right, that's the prosecutor's specialty: erasing evidence.
Edgy, are you gonna let this stand? Let her make fun of you? That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So my sister's blood in the shoe. That's when it happened?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well. I think I hear an echo.
but I just was on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
He's holding it now.
Um,
Angel of all people. Little girl. What did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well. I thought you'd have your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called Evidence.
Oh, wait. Witness, don't tell me you have something else.
You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. You're set, stone scared, the cough-up queen. Look at this. Well then.
Photograph?
I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoes didn't belong to the victim. This is also something you should not have hidden from the court.
For goodness sakes, can't she just get arrested now? Because this is kind of getting really annoying. She's not a good witness at this point.
Unfortunately, she's the only lead, so we kind of have to bend the rules, but I hope she's going to get in some very deep waters after this. Oh.
Indeed.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Is it right? Wait! Look at the asshole in this photo!
Wait, I'm looking at something else. I see something else.
The knife is still in there.
Yeah, well, you'll figure it out later. Next.
Let me just have a look at this. It's not added to my... I want to look at it once it's added to my court record.
Hey! It's clearly wet!
Indeed.
Erasing the last train of thoughts from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
Well,
I'm sorry,
not
Mr. Wright.
immediately, more like 5 minutes after.
I guess I could help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I could have won this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Me, I
Okay.
need your help right now.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Eh?
Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Well, last time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection.
I like how everything shakes except for the stands.
Indeed.
Everything except the foreground. Your Honor, wait!
What is wrong with you people? Can I handle my verdicts in peace anymore?
The stands are eternal. They are a representative of our power.
Whatever it is, can't wait. I kinda want to go eat again.
No, it can't! Then it'll be too late! Look at this photograph.
Look
Last
at
one
that
submitted.
photograph.
This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Other than its source?
Yes? Yes, both its source and the... Anyway, there is a problem. Right or wrong, I've got this. I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose we can agree on this.
We should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph.
Okay, let me look.
Okay,
Let
do
me
you see
look.
it?
Let me look. I think this shoe
No.
might
No,
be the
no,
wrong.
did you remember what Sky... Sorry, what Star said that Sky was saying?
What you were talking about in the phone?
No, what's let's see.
Oh.
Remember I guess yeah, talking about in the phone, but anyway. I believe Star said while she apprehended the Sky was
She was talking
saying
about a
something.
muffler.
Yes. And what is a muffler?
She believed it was a scarf around her.
But what is a muffler also?
Is it attached to a gun?
No.
No, that I'm not sure. What was the other meaning of a muffler?
It's that little tube thing for smoke at the back of a car.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, don't know what it is then.
I was kind of hinging on the fact that I was just kind of hinging on like you knowing what that meant.
No, I didn't, because I don't think cars a lot. I may have heard
We
it.
need to get you. We need to like take you driving with me one day.
No.
It'll be fun. Come on.
By the way, good thing I had you there, because I didn't remember that at all.
The problem with the photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part of a car or a motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
Maybe it's a muffler?
It'll be fun.
So
Muffler
what?
exception.
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does this have to do with the case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this was important to this case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Alright,
Wait.
let's
Wait.
see.
Wait.
Let me
Remember-
think for a second. Why this piece of glass in the middle? Just check into my evidence, because this has been a bit. This wouldn't
Okay.
reveal anything, victim's note. And that's not relevant here. It's not relevant. The word muffler was overheard during Colmid. It must be this one then.
Well, thank you. Miss Star, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah! Ah!
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
That was really bad, but I don't really have a
That
lot
also
of
sounded really
energy.
painful, by the way.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. I just couldn't really.
It's being that long.
More like I don't have a lot of stretching room right now in my throat.
Well, it seems we'll have to suspend this proceedings.
Oh, I don't mind now. I don't know.
Suspend?
I told myself
Suspend?
wondering about that piece of cloth.
Oh.
If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Yeah, that was close. But we made it. At least for now.
The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
You are lucky that I love you, Mr. Wright.
You still hungry?
To be continued.
Continued.
Yay for 7 points.
Yay.
Let's go a little bit longer. Just a bit.
Try a letter.
Mr. Wright,
Huh? What?
are trials always like this for you? You're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently, she was called off the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is why we turn this trial around, right? A rolling weapon. A tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I don't know who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth.
Let's
Okay.
do... Hold upon it.
I'm kind of curious
No,
how
it's
to
him.
like.
It's him.
Alright.
Read the previous
Let's
line.
see. Let's see. Let me see if I can remember. Whoa! What the heck? Am I turning into GLaDOS?
No?
Okay, yeah, because it said so my collection is red again for some reason. They say you show a red claw to a bull, it'll temper up its temper, or power up its temper. That's why they told me when I was a young, at least.
How's the marshal?
Thought I'd take a look. Let's see. Thought I'd take a look, see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in all mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all?
Huh?
I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean?
Which was like then.
In the photograph taken at the scene of the crime, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
Which might mean that it happened then. Or it just went somewhere else. Maybe that's the thing that's in the muffler. Oh.
So Mr. wasn't mistaken. Was
Well.
mistaken.
It's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. Adios, partner.
So, we're always swimming in now, Mr. Wright.
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribeyes. Woo!
That was good. It was a bit fast paced.
I'd like to presume.
Why are you so confused?
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Richmond? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. But
It can't be! This can't happen!
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
I am confused as well.
Well then, I believe it's time we continued with this trial. During our recess, I have requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable!
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Okay, now hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can figure out how to voice this guy. Excuse me, knock knock. Okay, yeah, that was horrible. Maybe a little bit deeper.
Excuse me.
What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the court.
Swimming, anyone? I don't know what police officers have to do with swimming.
Hey, the temperature was 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
How did you know that?
Don't ask me how I know that.
You're not a human temperature. You're not a human thermometer, are you? Emma? What? Oh, she's gone. Who on earth is he?
Oh, it's you!
Same expression. I think the sort of voice you want with him is slightly deep, but also, but not.
Oh. Sorry, I'm late, Yuji. The roles were packed. It's just me. Actually, now for some reason I think he's Scottish.
Maybe. I mean, it does look like it with that hair. If we could manage it, I think it would be good if you. It's kind of cheerful, sort of a hopping cadence, but still pretty deep.
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure this out. Well, next. Let's see. Long time no see, eh, Yuji? How you been? Swim much these days? Wow, that was horrible. Oh well, I tried.
Indeed.
Oh, hello! Oh, I've been so busy.
Busy, smizzy, Yuji. Let's see, Yuji, my boy. You have to make time to relax.
When you calling the judge boy?
Yes, indeed.
Chief, this is his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha. So you're Wright, the attorney. I've heard good things about your son. Thanks. So sorry about the little world giving you that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming sometime together. Jolly. Now he's British. Little worthy?
Might be kind of Canadian though, I don't know. Oh.
Mr. Wright! You don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's a top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
What are you going to say there, Ambo? Awkward staring continues.
Let's see. Aye, name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
I think it's Damon, but okay.
Can I just call myself Damon?
Sure.
I think it's just the way I'm trying to put out, like, give an accent, but oh well, makes it come off that way.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to the courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out. Hey, that's...
This is muffler.
So, Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Guy really was wearing that muffler. Aye, but to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little one of these car, no less. You know what? I'm tempted
Why is he
to just say
staring so
Worthy.
much?
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm really tempted to just say Worthy-chan.
might be appropriate given his character.
Yeah. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
Oh, what's this?
It's what you'd call a switchable knife, a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. I have no idea what I was reading.
Good job. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Richmond?
How could it be such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now, wait a minute, Wade-chan.
I've no desire to hear your excuses or your filthy naming conventions.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There is no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth.
That's not fair. The day of the crime, I had...
Because your head was in the clouds after he got that reward. I know how you feel, Wade-chan. But you're the person in charge of investigation. I expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
Why is he slipping into a different accent?
I don't know, cause I'm bad at this. I can't seem to like get back into semi-Scottish without saying I first. And if I don't say I slip into something else.
The prime, I was about to say symptoms. Characteristics of Scottish accent is primarily just the rolling R's, and the reason that you were in at the start with a Scottish accent.
Yes.
As well as
I don't know why, but it's
dropping.
like a trigger point for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Try to utilize similar trigger points then.
Okay.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edward a loss for words.
Okay then. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure.
Don't ask about the thermometer thing.
What thermometer thing?
Nothing. Just ask your favor. It's okay.
Okay. I'd like the defense to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The Blade Runner? Well, I don't see why not.
Why are you pointing at us?
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes. Well, I think all I have to do is put that switch and.
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to find my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore.
Yes, you would. Just it would hurt.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
You open it.
Alright. So let's have a look here.
There's a small tag on this knife.
It seems to say SL92. What?
What does this mean?
Well, I've heard something similar.
Which means that it's evidence from a previous case.
DL6 of DL6 incident fame.
But it's strange.
What is?
I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that look like this somehow.
Okay. wanna rotate it?
Sure.
Or do you wanna like just go ahead and like open it? Well, nothing else of interest, I think.
It's broken.
What? Don't scare like that.
Wait, my monitor went to sleep because I wasn't moving anything. Hold on. I'm the one who's scared!
Look at his knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And this dark red stain. Blood?
Or rust. What happened?
Okay then.
Okay, that was weird. It just stopped for a second. I was wondering if it froze, but okay.
Okay.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
Terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife?
Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one. Really.
Like, really? The stress is on the R for the most part.
Really. See that?
Something like that.
Really. There goes my neck.
Take it easy now.
This knife is special. But I can't say how here.
The way I should pronounce it will be, this knife is special. But I can't say how here. But I can't say how here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
It's otherwise very American, just certain differences.
Unless there is evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the. Let's see. That was a bad day for the department. Let's see. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective at the police department. See? What a mess. And the time of crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
Good job. Starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
There was a murder at the police department? A detective?
Aye! That's hush-hush information, Uji. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at prosecutor's office.
Order! Order! Order!
Aye! We at the department were all flustered, as you might as well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't let anyone know, okay?
I think we understand the department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detective kills at the same time in 2 different places?
The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course.
And I remember this from the intro now. Interesting.
Yep. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Do exercise a bit as well. You're gonna need some lung capacity for this.
But there's nothing else better to do. Oh, that'd be my phone. Hold on, let's see. Are they telling me that I have a job today? Please say yes.
Okay.
Okay, no job. Well, damn it.
Oh,
However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
alright. Let's look at places stop. We should meet again, and not again perhaps. Until then, humans, fairies, and yokai.
Thank y'all for watching. Bye bye.